Good morning. So I'm about to head to the gym, but and because it's early, I thought, hey, I check my investment accounts real quick before I head to the gym because time zone, we're in Europe right now, US and so on. And I'm investing a lot, pretty active in like also US stocks. And I was looking at my gains, but before I make my point, let me just show you. I want to show you the total gain percentage, and don't be scared, of course, by the losses as well. That's normal if you have a combine, like if you are diversifying. But this is the total percentage. It's 26.78% gain. So that's for my regular, brokerage account. Like I have a couple of those, some in Europe as well, and of course a rollover IRA, as well. If you're in America and you don't know what that is, like let me know in the comments, I'll explain it. I also have my kids custodian accounts. I have to show you those percentages as well. One quick total gain, that's for the rollover account. We are at 38.64% growth. I know there's a bit of a weird TikTok, but I didn't want to show you, exactly like the amount of money because I didn't mean to brag with this video. I just wanted to make a different point. So the total gain is 19.70% in one of my kids' custodian. And then we got a total gain of 23.13 on another one. Now, what point am I trying to make? Some of you might have guessed it already. You check out what is the standard rate or the average rate of a high yield savings account, like if you want to make one for your kids. You could research this more, but I checked real quick at Nerd Wallet, and then you got for your kids, there's like 4.5, something like that, right? That's usually like as high as we can get to at the rate of growth that our money can grow if we're putting it in one of those banks. And some of you are gonna say, and this is where my question comes in, the conditioning that we've received. I feel like I don't know exactly where it happens. I also blame school for it, but and also how we grew up, media, etc. The conditioning, how we woke up, how we grew up in terms of like, oh my gosh, stocks, investing in stocks, funds, ETFs, whatever it might be. It's risky. You're gonna lose your money, etc. I don't know about you, but my parents, my parents, my mom and my dad, they grew up with this kind of stuff. They're like, don't do it, everyone around them, like I can remember, like was telling them not to do it. There was this big opportunity that also my dad had. He was working privately for his company, and the company went public, and a few of his colleagues that dared to invest, like they cashed out big time. I can tell you that because it was an amazing one of those opportunities that you have a few times. I do feel like in life, when it comes to some instinct, something like that happens in your life and you could invest and then you are cashing out big. And we had a couple of those too. And the thing is, like, I just wanted to inspire you to take that and wanted to show you that. Not again to brag or anything like that, just to kind of like prove a point. And let's say some of you are still gonna say, and yes, you can run into this risk that if you have to take out, you have to sell your investments, that they're not going to be at a high. Obviously, the market is always fluctuating. Let's calculate it with 10%, okay? Okay, and some of y'all, you can do it yourself. I just went to ChatGPT real quick. You can do it by yourself if you want to calculate it out. But essentially, like if you're just doing $50 a month, right, for 18 years for your kid, you invest and you're opening up a custodial account like we did, or you're doing a high yield savings account, right? You want to prep your kids. At 10% annual growth, you've seen the kind of growth that I showed you right now that we are having, right? We're having 19 to 23%. It always fluctuates. Obviously, I'm doing different investments. I'm cleaning up the account, etc. But let's, on the low end, 10% annual growth. You have at about, there's a difference, right? So $30,000.28 by the time they're 18 years. At 4.5% annual growth, you are sitting at $16,593. So essentially, that's a roughly a $13,400 difference. Now, with compound interest, like who said it again? Einstein, right? What wonder of the world? Oh my God. See, I don't know either. Let me know. It's early in the morning. And I have to head to the gym. But so the thing is, it's that much of a difference. So the more you're investing, the more money you're accumulates, right? The bigger the difference is gonna get. So do your own research. I just wanted to inspire you this morning because it just hit me, and I'm sitting here and just wondering, like, also how different maybe also the retirement would have looked like for my dad, for the future of our family, for everything. Still super thankful, of course, what my parents did, but that's one thing I am trying to teach my kids not to be afraid of, because honestly, I feel like the top, earners, the top 1% of people that have their wealth accumulated, for them in the world, these are just things that are just like, this is just what we do every day. Do you see what I'm saying? They're not playing around with high yield savings accounts and that kind of stuff, because that's not really how your money grows. So yeah, follow for more.